Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, September 11th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. Also going to be having a health call covering a lot of fronts, a lot of avenues for the wellness of our bodies. I'll announce when that will take place. Still compiling information. We all have what we call a consciousness. And it is our essence, in a way. The God is the pure consciousness. Now, even though many on this planet are, all of us are conscious beings, but the majority are not aware. That might sound strange to people. They're not aware that they're conscious. And we talk about being, waking up. And we do that in our own way. And it doesn't, the waking up to our consciousness doesn't necessarily need to be traumatic. We can do that by deciding for ourselves, make the decision to go within, not just temporarily, but you go within permanently. This is it's almost like you're in reverse now. And so you will put yourself into drive, which means you will go within. And when you go within, you discover certain aspects of yourself. Some of them you may not like, but you then embrace them and you have peace with them. You go through different doorways of forgiveness of yourself. You begin to realize that you are divine perfection within that body. And that all of the externality that has played its role with us, and understand that we create the externality. It's not just there, we create it. So people say, do we create everything that's happening with this planet? Do we create the pedophilia? Do we create the pedophoria? Do we create such insipid actions in our viewpoint as a civilization? Because the majority of us look at these, we view these as basically watchers that it isn't a frequency that we care to have in our civilization. Did we create that? And I have people ask me, did we create that stuff? When we talk about a collective consciousness, there are low frequencies and high frequencies within that consciousness. And it depends on those who determine or decide to discover who and what they are, and then become more enlightened, and they begin to ascend. Ascension means that you are moving your essence into a higher vibrational frequency through your intent. You're the one who is in basically mastership of increasing your vibrational frequency into higher and higher states of existence. So understand that when you're angry, when you're upset, when you're emotionally forlorn, depressed, whatever it is that you're experiencing, that frequency, that energy that we give off, okay, it doesn't deplete us, it doesn't drain us, but we give it off, and that creates the lesser frequencies, the lesser existences on this planet. So in reality, and this is something that a lot of us will try to, and we all do it, none of us are exempt from it, we try to evade, okay? We evade those things. We just don't care to identify the fact that did I contribute to that creation? We all have. And it isn't a bad thing. It's just the knowing that we are in it when we go on lower vibrational frequency. So, for instance, you picture a conflict, and on this planet they call it a war. And there's nothing good about it. There's no high frequency about it, okay? There's zero high frequency. It's all lower frequencies because of what it does, what the energy of that creation emits, okay? And it foments anger, frustration, fear, pain, sorrow, many of the lower frequencies. So if you have a civilization, and I think through your heart minds, we have a civilization. There have been others before ours. And during this time, with going back, okay, to understand our history as best we can, because a lot of it has been skewed, but when you understand all the conflicts that we have had, all the confrontations, and that's even from the smallest level, arguing with your loved one, getting into a fight, fisticuff, many things, or when you carry out angry aggressiveness, when you want to just pop at times because you're so frustrated and irritated. And some of us get to that stage through this experience, this life. That's an emission that creates, it moves energy into form. Now, it isn't directional or intentional, so it's flailing around. Say, it's not like you're intending to move this energy into form to create this lower vibrational frequency, which then creates a form, okay? What you're doing is you're just upset. We all get upset, period. I have not met anybody who does not, to a certain degree, at times become miffed or upset about something. So we're all progressing as one, all of us as one. We are not separate. We are one. And once we understand that, then we start to begin to understand all the other avenues of our power and what we create. So all of the things on this planet, the conflicts, the different species and civilizations that are intermixed with, I mean, basically we're a melting pot in this quadrant of the galaxy, on this planet, in it, above it, below it. So when we realize that, okay, so I'm aware that when I become upset, and this is what happens, when you're aware, see, you're mastering things from the standpoint that says, okay, I'm having this feeling, it's coming in, and I'm upset. I'm getting upset. How do I divert that? How do I move that energy into a different form of frequency? How do I do that? You focus on the now and you move into the heart mind. You're with the heart mind, remember. The ego tries to pull you out of the heart mind and to cause you to be supervised and managed by the ego mind. Say, and the ego and the mind are just absolutely no control, no structure, nothing. They're everywhere, okay? Which can be pretty dangerous. So you go into the heart mind and you feel the love that you are, and you reflect it. And it's like a ball of love, okay? Or you could use it as a sprayer of love. You spray the love, or you have this ball and you throw this ball all over the place toward or at. It's like a water balloon where it just pops and saturates everyone with the love that you are. A lot of people have difficulty in understanding what that means. It means that the essence of each and every one of us is all one. So we're all connected, right? So when that happens and we move together, we will eventually, this civilization will move in harmony together. It's getting there. So when we understand this, then we don't avert it, we shift it. So we take the frequencies and we turn it into a higher frequency. So we are aware we're not going to create this low subversive frequency which will move energy into form, such as demons and other dark lower matter frequencies that move into form. This is the kind of like the hem of your clothing that runs, that kind of skates into the mud, and it hangs there. And if you let it dry long enough, it's hard to get out. And these are on the fringes of each dimensional frequency. We're always on the fringes, see? Always toward the bottom. The higher we go, the more of this frequency hangs lower and lower. Such as this 3D that we have left. This 3D, this three-dimensional energy, it's all drops. It's heavy. It can't soar. It's heavy. So it is binded and bound in the lower ends of that dimension. It cannot ascend. It can't move up. It settles. It's like the heaviness that drops in liquid to the bottom. And so as we continue to move ourselves through ascension, we learn that we begin to understand that we start creating into reality the life that we truly desire. This is all connected. And we learn how to increase and enhance our consciousness. This is where our attention is going to end up anyway. And as each of us, as our consciousness gets brighter and bigger, our intentions are created into reality much easier and faster. And by being fully conscious in each moment, it is easier to be free from judgments and limiting beliefs so that we can remain focused on attracting the most positive, abundant experience possible. And where does that come? Where does that come with us? It comes through the heart mind from the viewpoint or the perspective of our imaginations. A lot of us are afraid of our imaginations because we've been taught that if we soar, if we expand our field out, that's silly. That what you're thinking, that you believe you can create is silly. It's nonsense. Just like when you were a child, you were told that's nonsense. Stop doing that. All right? That's silly. That's not real. But in reality, the opposite is true. Wouldn't you much rather direct your attention into being fully conscious in each moment? And when you direct your attention to this, you begin to practice it and you move more and more into that full consciousness. And it's easier to be free from judgments when you do this and limiting beliefs. So this drops away. See, that's the lower frequency. So you can remain focused on attracting the most positive, abundant experience possible. The universe is always listening, always, 24/7. It's never not. And responding to where our consciousness is at. Think about that for a moment. The universe responds to where our consciousness is at that moment to moment. So what do you think that is? Wherever your consciousness is at, that's where the universe will respond, period. So if your consciousness, if you're in a volatile state, angry state, fearful state, stressful state, the universe is going to respond and give you more of that state. Now, once we begin to resonate with thoughts filled with joy, gratitude, and appreciation, we do have currently in this moment, then whatever we want to create literally will just fall into your lap. And that's the truth. That's a fact. It'll just fall into your lap. It will seem like it fell into your lap, but in eventuality and understanding, you'll understand that the universe delivered it because that's what you asked for. You didn't fixate on it. You just asked for it. And an uplifting and thoughts filled with joy and gratitude and appreciation. For the moment to moment, say. Many of us are distracted, so for the ego mind and egoic energies, we're drawn off, say. We're drawn off. All of us are at times. And no matter how big our desire is, or how challenging it may seem at first, it can be created into reality, manifested easier through an expanded state of consciousness, say. Would you rather have your consciousness in a little box? And every time you tried to expand it, you couldn't because the pressure was too great, because it was just smashed. It was just pressed into that box. So imagine the box being totally eliminated. So your consciousness is unending and expanding in all directions. So when your consciousness expands, your mind must rise above and beyond the problem and start to see new solutions. Not more problems, but it'll start to see new solutions, not just one, but many. And one simple way to expand our consciousness is to continuously focus upon it. And it's not like you have to be a rocket scientist to understand what that means. You'll know what it means to the heart mind. I'm going to focus on my consciousness. Watch what happens when you begin to do that. You'll experience your consciousness will start expanding. See? And one simple way to expand your consciousness is to continuously focus on it. Just keep turning your attention back into where the awareness is coming from. Okay, so if you look at a movie projector, the old ones, like the light from the movie projector is doing a 180-degree turnaround and witnessing the bulb and electricity from where it originated. So when you turn your attention within to where consciousness is coming from, for more than 30 seconds at a time, you instantly expand your consciousness, and you create into reality or manifesting will truly become effortless. Effortless. So as your consciousness expands, it's easier to match the energetic vibration of what you want to create into reality. What energy do you want to move into form? What do you want to manifest? For example, when any of us are feeling and thinking like a success, okay, and you start behaving like one, and you start attracting successful people and situations to you, this is a fact. Many people can attest to this, but it doesn't stay because they become diverted and they drop away from focusing on their consciousness. So when your consciousness is only focusing on your problems and personal issues, which a lot of us do that we do it a lot, and it reflects a lower vibration. And in that lower vibration, it literally creates into reality even more challenging situations, or nothing manifests at all. Nothing changes. Have you ever experienced that, any of you? The benevolent all-teaching universe is usually placing us in a waiting room where we can have time to enlighten our consciousness. That's pretty good. That's a good thing. And shift our attitude and heighten our vibration. And then, only then, effortlessly receive the positive end result we desire. That's just crucial for all of us as we continue to shift into higher and higher frequencies. It is better to know this rather than to guess it. And it is better to visit it continuously rather than ignore it. When feelings of impatience, unworthiness, lack, and fear are replaced with patience, worthiness, abundance, and love, then our desired outcome effortlessly shows up in the most mysterious way. So in other words, and by not expecting and not attaching, this is why it shows up in such mysterious ways. And this is if you have expectations, what happens is you get disrupted, you get disenchanted, and you get angry, and you get frustrated. Have you ever experienced that? The manifestations, creating into reality is what a manifestation is. You create the energy. You move the energy into form. You create that into a reality that you experience. That's what manifestation is, okay? The manifestations that are given to us in life are like the universe's reward system, telling us that we are doing something right and living in alignment with our true power. In other words, we're going with the flow and we aren't fighting the current. It's not in our highest path to judge how these manifestations should or should not appear. That's when expectations go out the window and attachments go out the window. If we have the attachments and expectations, then we get upset because they didn't appear the way we wanted them to. Who cares? That's external. That's the egoic energy. Now, some of us are not wrong for whatever crazy things that we've created in this world, or that others didn't desire to create into reality whatever they did. Everything is karmic, past lives included. And if you only knew how close to God each of us truly are, we would see it as all divine, perfect, and never judge anything as right or wrong again. If each of us, and we will come to this when we embrace how close to God truly is. We embrace the essence of what we are, the core existence of our being, the God. And then you will understand and you'll see it all divine, perfect, and we will never judge anything as right or wrong again. Now this universe, it desires us all. It wants us all to wake up equally. Each of us deserve the best of everything. That is a hands-down, non-debatable. And that we each understand how we are all-powerful, enlightened beings, supreme beings, who can truly live every moment of our lives, in joy, appreciation, and love. It knows the exact experiences we need to create into reality, or manifest, or not, in order to awaken. And awakening is always the soul's priority, and this universe is our holographic cosmic playground in it. Okay? Awakening is always the soul's priority, and this universe is our holographic cosmic playground in it. So in the finality, it's not so important what experiences, what amazing or horrible things that we create into reality. It is not so important on what amazing or horrible things that we have created into reality, moving energy into form and experiencing as a reality, manifesting. What counts the most is how our consciousness grew along the way and how much time we spent in love, gratitude, inner peace, and joy. Remember always that what each of us think, and how we think is responsible for shaping, defining, and creating each of our realities. Every little thought you think counts, especially the ones that just slip on through, seemingly unnoticed. And the way that we see and perceive the world is how the world shows up and creates into reality itself for you. Our minds are like a mirror. They're always reflecting back to us. And what we're choosing to believe is out there. What you choose to believe is out there. Period. It isn't debatable. And the greatest power in this universe is inside each and every single one of us. The greatest power in this universe is inside you, waiting to be discovered through realizing this phenomena. Consciousness defines your reality. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside and out. Now, through the ego mind, if you've attracted things in lower vibrational frequency that you don't care to drag with you, then release them. You don't have to be angry or anything. You just release them in love and kindness, and they're gone. They have no need. And you do it through the heart mind. And you're consciously aware of doing this. And you embrace your consciousness. So, when you do this, the body responds and relaxes. And you'll know and feel it. You don't have a tense area in your body. So as you relax the body, you move into the now. And the now is what we have moment to moment. It really allows us to focus on our consciousness and expanding it. And it moves us more into resonating with thoughts filled with joy, gratitude, and appreciation for what we do have in the moment, in the now. That's connected. So when you're in the moment, you're in a state of joy and gratitude and appreciation for what you do have in that moment. And then whatever it is you want to create seems to just fall into your lap. Now, do we go into the past? Yes, we do. At times. We reminisce. We hear music. You know, we think about, we have this one thought, and then it connects to another, and connects to another, and all of a sudden you say, why am I thinking this stuff? It's gone. It's over. Why am I not focusing forward in the moment, in this very now, and being grateful for the now, in the moment, for what I do have in that moment and in that now? But some of us, we do that, but then we come out. We don't spend a lot of time there. It's just kind of fleeting at times. But remember, every single thing you think, everything that you think, moves energy into form and creates it. That's an experience. And unbeknownst to you, if you are not focused on your consciousness and expanding it, it creates a lot of things that maybe we just don't really care to have to create on this planet. So if too many of us spend too much time in the past because we're afraid of the now, and we go into the future that doesn't exist, and we just skip over the now in the moment, and so then we have a tendency to bring that past into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and relive that past in that future. And many on this planet do that, and they feel like they're not going anywhere, and they just keep running in circles. advisable for ourselves to inform ourselves to not spend a lot of time in the past, and to really not be interested in going into a future, wandering off. When is this going to happen? When am I going to meet the one? When am I going to understand this? It's in the now, see? So in the now, it stills our ego, our mind, our subconsciousness. It stills it because we leave it. When you move into the now, you leave the mind. You leave it. But you're watching your consciousness. You're aware that that is the root. Your consciousness is the true power. The pure consciousness, the God. So moment to moment, in the very moment, and remember, the universe is always responding. This universe is always responding to where your consciousness is at all the time, 24/7, every split second. And once each of us start resonating with thoughts filled with joy, gratitude, and appreciation for what we do have in the now, then whatever we want to create will seem effortless. It'll just come. It'll be there. You don't just expectations or attachments. It just happens. And it truly becomes effortless. By spending time, more time, of continually expanding your consciousness. So how do you stay? What do you have that assists you with staying in the now? Your breath is one of them. One of the major ones is your breath. Your breath, when you focus on your breathing, I'm not saying that it's easy because we have a tendency of continually wandering off. So when you focus on your breathing, you're in the now, because the breath is only the now. It's not yesterday or tomorrow, it's now. It's a moment. You focus on your breath, you know you're in the now. And then you move into appreciation, and through expansion of your consciousness, you begin to understand that your thoughts are filled with joy and gratitude and appreciation on what you do have. That's where you focus on the moment to moment. That's how you focus and appreciate what you do have in that moment. Not what you want later, or before, because if you focus on your consciousness, and that increases your vibrational frequency. So it becomes effortless. But if you are not focusing on your consciousness, and you're only depicting external authority and externalities around you in egoic energies, then you'll be lost and frustrated. The breath is divine, positive energy. The breath sustains our physical vessels that hold the God within it. That's why it's divine. Why? Because the God is divine perfection within each and every one of us. The God has no cracks within us. It's flawless. See? And our journey and experience is to come to the full understanding through our conscious awareness that when we merge everything and we truly understand through our consciousness that we are one, then joy and appreciation and gratitude and everything flow effortlessly through us, in us, above us, below us, and outside of us. And we want to breath in through our noses and breath out through our mouths, nice and easy. And as we do this, visualize all of this in your heart, minds. We have these energy vortexes, and these energy vortexes are our ecosystem of spirituality, spirit, physical, the bridging between the understanding of our bodies. I mean, it is a phenomenal experience, and it is about you're consciously aware. So what the chi, the prana that we all contain, it is is our life force. It is our God, our soul, our spirit, our higher self. And this is focused through the centers of our body. And we start in a relaxed state as we are, in the now, aware and focused on our consciousness, the root chakra, the Muladhara. This is a red wheel of light. All of these chakras, visualize them in your heart minds. They're all different colors, and they're all different flowers, and in the center of each of those flowers are geometrical shapes. Now, when we move to the root chakra, the red wheel of light, this represents our foundation and feeling of being grounded. And the location, if you'd like to know, is at the base of your spine, tailbone area. What are the emotional connections or issues? Survival issues such as financial independence, money, and food. Have you ever experienced those? Have you ever experienced them in high, where you don't have those worries, or low, when you have all of those? The physical association is the spine, rectum, legs, arms, and circulatory system. So then we move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. These are energy vortexes of our pure consciousness, of our God, communicating through us spiritually and physically. This is the bridge. Now, it's in the lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. What are the emotional connections here? Sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, and sexuality. And what are our physical connections with this conduit? Our physical association is reproductive organ, kidneys, bowels, and immune system. Then we move to the golden yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is our ability to be confident through the heart mind and in control of our lives. When you're in control of your lives, you don't control it. You flow. You are consciously aware. And what are our emotional connections with this? Self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. And what's our physical association? Central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. And then we move into the heart chakra, the emerald green wheel of light, the Anahata. This is our ability to love. This is in the center of our chest, just above our hearts. Our emotional issues, love, joy, inner peace. Physical association, our heart, thymus, lower lung, circulatory system, and immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. This is our ability to communicate. It's in our throat. Emotional issues are communication, self-expression of feelings, and the truth. Integrated honesty. Our physical associations, the thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we go to the violet wheel of light, the Asra, the crown chakra. This is the highest chakra, and it represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. It's at the very top of our heads. What are our emotional connections? Inner and outer beauty. Our connection to spirituality. Pure bliss. Physical association is pineal gland, brain, nervous system. Now understand that we're moving our chi, our God force, God light energy, through these conduits, these energy vortexes, every split second. We're like a fountain. Comes out of the crown chakra and flows right back around. So we're a perpetual fountain. And if that becomes blocked, well, you figure it out. So the emotional connections, inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality, pure bliss. This is the arc of energy. And with the divine positive energy is our breath. So we bring this up to the tops of our heads, a little bit back, and then we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we compress and condense it into pure liquid energy, which is omnipotently powerful, and we release it over the pineal gland. Our pineal glands are very important to us while we're in these bodies because they're the gateway to all the particles of existence. They're the gateway to pure consciousness, the God, and beyond. And when we release it, you view it, visualize it as however you see it. Prune, raisin, pine cone. I look at it as a rosebud. When I release this pure liquid energy over the pineal, it absorbs it and it blooms in full bloom with multicolored petals and vibrating. The aromatic scent is just blissful, and it's eternal. And our pineal is now fully healthy, full operational, vibrant, and it effortlessly opens the gateways to all things whenever we decide to visit them. We're all consciously aware that each of us is of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We're also consciously aware that we are one. The God within this body, the heart-mind, the higher self, the spirit, the soul, all pieces of the one. We have others that are with us to help us with this assembly of this meditation to assist. It's the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. And they are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. But we meet with them, and we converse with them. When you least expect it, you will notice the frequency difference in the field around you. And you will meet with them, and you will talk with them, and you will look at them as like they are of you. They are of you, but they do not look like you. But when they're in the form of you, then they look like you. And you'll experience this throughout this life. And if you'd like more interactions, then just ask and let it go with no expectations or attachments. And it will happen. They love interacting with us, and we love interacting with them, especially when we consciously are aware that we have had a meeting or an interaction with them. They love us because we are part of them, and we love them because they're a part of us. And the biggest thing is that we love ourselves. Now, many thousands of them can really surround any one of us at any one time because of their vibrational frequency. They can house a small area with a large number. We also have the Ascended Masters with us. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pale Thoth, many, many, many more. They are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. They have mastered ascension out of body, hold God form, their consciousness. We are mastering ascending into body to experience physical form. They have mastered, we are mastering. We are of the same creation. assembled at the equator of this planet. And we are compelled to call upon the other facets and reflections of all of us to join us in this meditation and liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in the forming of the circle of light. So we call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle, forming of this circle of light. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes. And all of them are with us now. We call upon all of the civilizations and species of inner Earth, hollow Earth, Agartha, beneath Earth. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the galactics, off-worlders, celestials. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, to forming the circle of light. We're only familiar with a handful of them, somewhat familiar. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. And the ones we are somewhat familiar with, this includes all the species and levels of these civilizations, are the Arcturians, Andromedans, Sirians, Pleiadians, Zeta Reticuli, Feline, Greys, Nords, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian, many, many, many more. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. They've been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, and only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. And we're only familiar with a fraction of them. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. forms configuration, of which we've only seen maybe 1% of them. And they are with us now. We're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand. All of our gods are one. We are all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility and benevolence and abundance. And we are all one, and we are all God, and we are all love, and our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. And at this moment, we form this massive circle of light at the equator of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. And it is the light within us, pure consciousness, source creator. And it is so bright that it grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1 billion suns in this solar system to even come close to the radiance and brilliance of this circle of light. It floods this entire planet, all life, on it, in it, above it, and below it, perpetually, of deep eternal love, gratitude, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, consciously, saturating all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value, the supreme value of the universe. We begin to levitate up above this planet. As soon as we do that, we're met with a gossamer field. This gossamer field, you can see through it. It is literally endless numbers of reflective tiny mirrors reflecting all aspects of ourselves, all of us gathered, all facets, brilliant, beautiful, trillions of different colors, lights. This is love, which is reflected back to the source, love, which created all of us, love. This is what is absolutely saturating this planet, and this now, and this meditation, and this liberation. Love. We continue to move through this gossamer field, and we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light. This is a column that reminds us, each and every one of us, that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds us, each and every one of us, of our omnipotent power, our strength, our resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us, from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with an impenetrable armor, God-light energy. It cannot be violated, penetrated, manipulated, seduced by any external power or authority. Ever. You are protected 24/7. But only you, each and every one of us, have the power that if we choose to lower our vibrational frequencies through hate, through anger, through hurriedness, through disappointment, through envy, through greed, through manipulation and deceit, through dishonesty, we will lower those vibrational frequencies low enough to create a breach in our God-light armor, allowing the lower dark matter frequency, survival matter frequency, to come flooding in. If we do choose to do that, and as conscious beings and aware of our consciousness, we would not. But if we are not consciously aware, but we decide to do this, we are met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame, we can transmute those neutralite, those dark matter frequencies and survival matter frequencies into neutralite substance, send it back to pure consciousness where it's no more. Then you're met with the violet ray. This is a column that will remind you that you can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. You can cleanse and purify the area whence these lower frequencies were housed, restoring your vibrational frequency of love, sealing the breach, balancing your harmony of deep eternal love and gratitude as the one. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of the love that we are, of the love that made us, of which we came from and of. And we see this in our sunsets, in our sunrises. We see it in our skies, our clouds. We see it in our oceans, in our forests. We see it in our rainbows. We see it all the time. And the reason that we're taken aback at such beauty and divineness and perfectness is because it is a reflection of all of us. So we continue to levitate above this planet in this circle of light. And as we do, some of us who are in physical form decide to step outside of it and float effortlessly above it. And as we do this, we continue to ascend, levitate, and we come across this massive crystalline light tower. We all created this tower consciously. And it's larger than the solar system. And we designed it, so we look at the shaft of it. This massive, it's an oblong circle. It's got this golden white light in the center, and it's got trillions of wonderful, soft, warm waves in multitude of vibrant colors flowing out from it in all directions and saturating everything in its path, which is everywhere, of deep, eternal love. Everywhere. All of our brothers and sisters. All life, the highest value in the universe. It's wonderful. And then at the top we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down at 360 degrees. And what is the golden ocean? It is pure love. And it is flooding all of us. Eternally. Inside and out, head to toe. And each of us are drops of that golden ocean, and each of us hold the essence of it. Then we continue to descend. We come across our meditative sphere. It sits center circle. We all created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds well over 900 of our meditations. All of us on and above and below this planet and outside of it. And it's in perpetual motion. Only the highest intent of the highest frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude. And this is flooding us, head to toe, inside and out. This is absolute paradise. It is pure bliss. And it is unending. And it continues to intensify, it continues to expand, and this is why it can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Each of us have been, and always will be, omnipotently powerful. And our consciousness defines our reality. every one of you, your consciousness defines your reality. So doesn't it make sense that you begin to focus on your consciousness and to move more and more consistently, staying in the now, moment to moment, and being blissful, grateful, thankful, appreciative of the now and what you have in the very moment, in the now. And then you'll consciously experience truly anything that you desire. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close this out. moment in this now, in consciousness, in pure consciousness, in deep gratitude, thankfulness, happiness and joy and bliss and love of this very moment that you're in. Feel it expand, the thankfulness that you have of what you have right now. See it through your heart mind. And you begin to realize that your consciousness defines your reality. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. Be in your consciousness. Focus, practice. Embrace the now moment. Be in deep gratitude as much as you possibly can. Practice until you are always in deep gratitude for the now and what you have in this very moment. We'll be back here Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, September 12th, 2020, to continue our global guided meditation call.